Next up, we have 11, BFG Division by Mick Gordon. This is from the Doom 2016, and my understanding is that this is also in Doom Eternal soundtracks. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel. By the way, at the time of recording of this video, we just passed 4,000 subscribers on YouTube, like earlier today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, for making this happen. I am incredibly grateful. I do not take this for granted. Once again, thank you so much for 4,000. If we reach 10,000 before December, I will read out audiobook style a fan fiction of the choice of the community. I've said it. Yeah, it's going to happen. If we manage to do this before, if by the end of the year, December 25, yeah, I'm just going to make an audiobook of the choice of the community of a single fanfic. So do with that information what you will. Make sure you like the video, share the video, share the video, comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, members get early access to the content. I schedule these videos on Saturdays for the week, and if you have a paid membership on YouTube, you get access to them the moment I schedule them. So consider that. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time listening to this, at least in detail, so I will be pausing a lot, and I will be speaking a lot, as I will be pointing things out and explaining things as I hear them or as I realize them. Or number two, and disclaimer number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I just stumbled upon my words. I will do it again. Whatever happens, happens. With that being said, let's do this. BFG Division. Let's go. Megumi, welcome today. How you doing? Okay, we start with mainly background synths giving us texture, mainly for some of the Foley that you encounter in the Doom games. I haven't finished Doom Eternal. I did finish Doom 2016. I haven't finished Doom Eternal because, of course, I haven't. And most importantly, this hit of the drums, there's a little bit of bass there, and it's giving us our initial rhythm. Really cool stuff. Let's just see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. There it is. We're getting a percussive synth giving us our initial rhythm, which in this case I would say is a rhythmic motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. And the difference between a motif and a rhythmic motif is that usually a regular motif is going to be melodic. Once again, when you are making music, you have three main components: melody, harmony, rhythm. So usually your motif is going to be in the melody. It's going to be a combination between melody and rhythm, but usually it's going to be some sort of melody. However, what we are hearing right now is mainly a rhythmic motif. We are getting a very particular rhythm being just drilled into our brains, and that is going to be it, because, you know, Mick Gordon has the Mick Gordon style. So with that said, let's see where it goes. And all the other synths are adding more texture, adding more depth to this. Some of them are fitting the rhythm, some of them aren't. Let's see. Build up, and we hit a single low note in this. Let me see, how many strings is this? How many strings is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-string guitar. For reference, guitars are usually 6 strings. I'm counting 8 over here, which is, you know, excessive. At that point, why not just get a bass? But 8-string guitars, super popular in the metalcore, deathcore, gent scene, which, by the way, if you ever wonder how gent is spelled, it's the stupidest thing ever. This is how you spell gent. It is my least favorite of all the metal genres, conceptually speaking, because of how bad their developmental and motific exploration is, but it can be a very, very fun. It can be a very, very fun thing. 100 string guitar. That's for Jared Dines. He's the one who did that. So yeah, no. Let's see where this goes. Because now we got this one, and we're getting this really. Like, Mick Gordon went ahead and instead of getting going the composer's way of getting the orchestral, just get a trombone doing the boom. No, instead he just got a guitar to do that, which fair enough. Just got a harp with 20 strings. I think harps have considerably more than that. It's like 5 octaves. I think a harp has, which is what, 40 strings. Something depends on the harp. I think depends on the harp. But yeah, we have get a violin with 2. That would be a morning chord. Violins have 4 strings. So yes, unless you get one of those weird viol instruments from like the Renaissance, which have like 6 or 5 or 6 strings, but those are not standard. So yeah, no, we're bringing this, and basically we are taking the Hans Zimmer approach, because this is 2016, still pretty fresh when it comes to the Hans Zimmer Inception trailer, which. Yeah, no, Hans Zimmer completely broke film music when he realized that you can just get a trombone to just really loud boom, boom, boom. Do that for action, and everyone wants to do this. So then Mick Gordon, I'm pretty sure, thought, what if I do that, but with like a metal guitar? And now we have this. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Another one. Like, you can't tell me this guitar, that one open string, is not meant to be that massive bass drum and the trombone just going, and the tuba and trombones just going boom in the orchestra. It's the same thing. We're just using digital and guitar instead of orchestra. You cannot convince me otherwise. Let's see where it goes. And now we're bringing in the actual riff. So we are dealing with guitars. We end up with riffs. So the difference between a motif and a riff is that when you have a motif, you add to it an ostinato. Ostinato is when you repeat something over and over and over and over and over again, and you put that on a guitar or bass, and you get yourself what we nowadays call a riff. That is what most musicians nowadays, the non-composer musicians, are going to call their version of the motifs. They're just going to call it riff, because it can also be a lot more rhythmic than it needs to be melodic, which makes it a lot more accessible and a lot easier to develop than you would with the other, with motifs. Because the downside of motifs, as beautiful as motifs and motif development can be, you do need to have a bit more intricate knowledge and intrinsic knowledge of how melodies work and how you can develop them in order to just develop them properly. Otherwise, it's like trying to farm a crop without knowing what you're doing. Basically, it's far easier for you to plant a tree that is already like past the first several stages than trying to get a fresh seed to grow, right? So I'm pretty sure I got that analogy wrong, but let's see where this goes. And yeah, the coin shop has the Rule 9 pass. I haven't set it up. That's why you can't see it, because I haven't set it up. That's why. Yeah, so let me go back a couple of seconds. So yeah, we are just building up tension so that we can then bring in the first drop. And something interesting that we have right now is that we are implementing elements of both electronic music and metal into this piece, which means we get to have both dropping of the beat and breakdowns. These are exclusive usually to one another. Like electronic music gets dropping the beat, metal gets breakdowns, and yeah, let's see where this goes. There you go. And we engage. Well, first off, before dropping that beat, we just bring forth a little bit of rhythmic displacement. We just push the dropping by just a little bit, and now we engage in one of the most fun activities for metal musicians, octave displacement. Octave displacement is a very simple way of developing a riff without having to do that much. So, when it comes to Western music, we use what is called the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is going to be all 12 tones of our Western scale, in which A is tuned to 440 hertz. Then we take those and we make all the other notes. Chromatic scale is all the white and black keys of the keyboard, all 12 frets of the guitar, all that kind of stuff. And usually the way it's going to work is once you have those 12 tones, you're going to extract from that and pick 7, and from those 7, you get your scale. So let's just use numbers to not complicate things, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, that's going to be your scale, and then it repeats to what we call the octave. And these just repeat indefinitely. These just continue repeating over and over and over again until your instrument runs out of range. So, octave displacement, the concept of octave displacement, is taking a melody, a rhythm, or anything, and just changing which octave this is going to happen. Again, 1 to 1, from 1 to 1, that is going to be 1 octave. And then 1 to 1 is another octave, 1 to 1 is another octave. So the notes are going to be the same, it's just the pitch of these notes is going to be higher or lower. So the simplest example I have is we have, let's say here in this middle octave, we have the melody 1, 2, 3. It goes from 1 to 2 to 3. It's going to sound one way. Let's say, it's going to sound one way over here. However, if I do what Gordon just did, he would be doing 1, 2, and then 3 up here. We have taken the number 3, the order of the notes is still the same, but we have taken one of them and we have displaced its octave to do this. It's a trick that many metal bands do for their breakdowns and for dropping the beats and stuff like that. And it's simple. And it's super effective. It sounds really fun. One of the greatest artists when it comes to octave displacements out there right now, that in my opinion, is Polyphia. They are insanely good guitarists. They take extremely simple melodies and they just employ octave displacement and they make them sound insanely awesome. The best one I can think of right now is Goat. The melody in Goat is extremely simple. It's a super, super simple melody. And if you want to know, when you hear the start of Goat, there's this like synth toy box that plays at the start before the guitars begin. That is the actual melody. That is the actual melody. And then in comes the guitars, Tim and everybody, and they are just employing octave displacement to the nth degree. They're just completely exaggerating the exact same melody, plus the added adornments that they put in between once the melody plays through. And that's it. The greatest secret from Polyphia is that they employ octave displacement to an exaggerated degree. That is basically what they do in most of their stuff, plus the additional adornments that they do. So now you know how Polyphia does it, and a bunch of the, that era of guitarists we are getting. So, yeah, let's see, why is, Thomas, because this is the highest bidder, and he won Rule 5. This one had $35, yours had 30. So, yeah, let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, and you can see here he's bending the string just to get to travel back and forth with the notes. Octave displacement and and we get our melody. We got our initial rhythmic motif, which is more the riff of the song, and now we get our melody, the actual motif, we could say, like a melodic motif now, and it engaged in what is called sequencing. The first repetition of the melody happened, and then we took that and we just repeated the melody from a different point in the scale, and that's it. That's all that happened. That's all that happened, but in addition to everything else, it just sounds really cool. It just sounds really, really cool, and that's what we are getting. Let's see where, like Alex's version, oh yeah, he added vocals. Alex Terrible added vocals to this, and it's insanely cool. It's really, really cool. But by itself, really good. So let's see where this goes. And now we are doing a variation, rhythmically speaking, of the same riff. And this is what I said with riffs, right? Like with riffs now, you can do these smaller variations a lot more easily without having to go out of your way and figure out the intricacies and the ins and outs of melodies. It's a very, very cool way of doing this. And most importantly, we are having a doubling here. When it comes to metal and this kind of like metalcore, deathcore, these types of breakdowns, you are going to have something that is not that prevalent in other genres. You're going to have the guitar, the bass, and the bass drum, the kick drum, being in lockstep all together. Usually in other genres, you're going to have that be the case only with the bass and the drums. The kick drum is going to be just hand in hand, completely locked in with the bass drum, while the other instruments are going to be doing something different, right? And in this case, the guitar is low enough, and the breakdown riff that we have here in this 8-string guitar is so low that we're just having them all do the same thing. We're having them all do the same thing. They're all in lockstep, and it just gives you that really satisfying feel. Like, one of the reasons why these types of things can be so satisfying is that each time the guitar hits a note, each time the bass hits a note, each time the kick drum, the bass drum hits a note, they're all at the exact same time. And that's what gives this kind of music that satisfying feeling. Let's continue. Same riff. Same riff, and technically speaking, this is a tutti. Technically speaking, this is a tutti. So, when it comes to music, there is the concept of the tutti. Tutti means everyone. And right now, we are having all of the layers of the music doing the same thing. Even the synth. Everyone is doing the exact same thing together. And this is something more pronounced in things like funk and jazz. Sometimes, what's it called? Classical music. But we are seeing it right now with just Mick Gordon deciding, let's just have the guitars and the bass and the synth do the same thing. So technically speaking, a tutti. Wrong button. Wrong thing. Johas, thank you for the follow. Leo, welcome to the mosh pit. Thank you for the follow. How you all doing? Let's see where this goes. Is Pathfinder finished? There you go. Repetition with now the higher synth. The higher synth now going from being the tutti to holding a pedal. Man, a lot of stuff is happening. A lot more stuff is happening here than I was expecting. So, pedal. A pedal tone or pedal note is just when you hold a note. You're just holding the same note high up. That's it. Tutti is really stretching it, though. It's all the layers. All of the layers are playing the same thing. Yeah. That's why I'm calling it that. We have one guitar, we have one bass, we have the drums, we have the synth. All of them were playing the exact same thing there. So categorically, technically, it's a tutti. Because a tutti is when everybody's doing the same thing. And they were all playing the same thing in their own version. So, yeah, and now we have switched the synth over to a pedal note, which instead of following the same melodic 9 is just holding one note. Let's see where this goes. Octave displacement. We bring the melody back with the new rhythm. Oh no, this is the old rhythm. One-to-one repetition. Recapitulation. New variation. Ooh, and now we didn't do the full octave displacement. This time we developed it a little bit more. So we changed the last note from being the exact same to being one note lower, giving us a new variation. And rhythmically speaking, we're doing another variation with basically chopping and doing slight rhythmic displacement into just the individual hits of this whole thing, and just keeping everybody just as locked in. So let's see where this goes. OG Doom rhythm? Yeah, the OG Doom is OG Doom. Yeah, that rhythmic displacement over there, just pushing the hit. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp is a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean that there's no academic term for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity and explaining. Off the ramp is what I call when you make a transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats. It can be as long as an entire section. And the purpose of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where we land. How do you do that? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass too. Right now we removed pretty much everything and we just left the synths coming in. Let's see where this goes. Those higher synths. Same rhythm. And we are slowly reintroducing... Yep, there you go. Yeah, so the upper synth is now giving us another variation, a little bit sped up from the other one. Kind of a combination between the rhythm of the main riff and the melody of the melody. Pretty cool. Let's see where it goes. Nice, nice. Oh, new rhythm! New rhythm, let's go! We are building towards a breakdown over here, which... Let's just see where it goes. Let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it resolves. Oh, rhythmically, it's so good. And we go back to the original riff, and we use that. I mean, technically this over here could have been the breakdown. It was just not structured the same way you would do a regular breakdown in metal. And yeah, it was a good build-up. It was a fun build-up. And now we go back to the... We go and recapitulate that original riff. Let's see where it goes. Let's see if there's any variation. Bring in the melody. Nice. Oh, there you go. We cut it off the ramp again. Let's see. Same deal as before, as we just had this cutting off. We start to get louder. There's no reintroduction of rhythm just yet. We're bringing higher synths. Here you can hear it. New rhythm. We've introduced a new riff. New riff here. Completely new rhythm. We are doing the same thing that we did before. The same way we introduced the first, the very, very first what's it called? Riff. We are introducing the second. And Sid Lava, thank you for gifting a membership. Classical VIP. Enjoy your status as an artist bastard or a or citizen. I forget which one it is. But enjoy your YouTube membership. You have early access to all the videos now. All right, let's see where this goes. Same exact method. We're just introducing a new one, and it rhythmically it's pretty similar to the first rhythm. So let's see. Let's see. And you can hear now how instead of the original being the rhythm, then going up, now this is the rhythm going down. And there you go. Wish you could target giving a membership. I don't know if the I don't know if you can. Yeah, I don't know how it works. So yeah. So yeah, no, we are going a variation, and in this case, sometimes these changes are just obvious when it comes to this. Like, yes, the entirety of the first half we spend making this riff, and the riff goes up. How do we make a variation, a contrasting variation? I wonder what we could possibly do. How about instead of going up, we go down? Duh. Yeah, why not? There you go. Kronos, welcome today. How you doing? Go to your hotel. Nice, nice. Enjoy your stay in Spain. All right, let's see where this goes. I hope the flight was all right. Let's see. Same, almost the exact same methodology as first time. Let's see. Let's see. We do have that other synth on the other ear. And this time, considering that the first time we've already had this entire set of riffs and everything, the first entire half, we can actually take our sweet time, because the first time was what? Maybe 45 seconds that it took us before we introduced the guitar. Now we can go a little bit further than that and make this going off the ramp completely just go from a simple skateboarding to like a skiing, you know, when they do like the Red Bull does the long distance ski friggin' ramps. Yeah. Let's see where it goes. Yep, we're adding a couple of extra layers of synths here and there. Making sure that you see all the things that Mick Gordon is doing on the screen to make it look very scary and difficult. And build up. Exact same method. We just replace one riff with the other. First, we had the riffs. Now we are repeating the form. We have decided to change one riff for another. We're just repeating the pattern with a different set. It's so simple. It's so obvious. It's so good. Dragonfly, yes. Yes, welcome today. How you doing? Yep, there you go. Oh. And look at that. We take a complete left turn. We take a complete left turn with this instead of fully repeating, like, we were repeating every single pattern. Oh, I just got a deja vu. We were repeating every single pattern that we were doing, and instead of going into the riff, we were like, ha! Fooled ya. We're going straight for the breakdown. And after we were off the ramp. We went off the ramp going off the ramp, and we land hard with this. Yeah. Oh, heavy stuff. Oh yeah, brother. Let's see where he goes. And really cool build up. And back we go to the original riff. That was like 2.5 minutes of pure build up for bringing us back to the original riff, and it worked just as well. And the original, and bringing back, like, this is pure recapitulation. We are repeating this 1-to-1, and it's just as satisfying this time as it was the previous times. That's how good. Like, Mick Gordon, I would say his greatest strength is the buildups. He knows how to weave his way around a buildup. Because once again, when you're making music, you are doing one of two things. You are building tension or you are resolving that tension. And and the point in between is going to be your cadence. I would say when it comes to Mick, his cadences, it's very straightforward. They are very, very straightforward cadences. They are what we would call nothing special. Like, yes, things just resolve the way you would expect them to resolve. So the resolution itself is also, yeah, it's good. It's well made, it's well crafted. Where he really shines is that build-up. Those build-ups that Mick Gordon makes, they are simply satisfying. They are, it's the type Mick Gordon's cadences are the types that academics won't like. The resolutions are the types that academics won't like because it's not covered on 7 levels of intellectualism and all this kind of garbage. But the man makes build-ups so well because form-wise, the build-ups that we just had go against academic form. Like, you present this to an academic, they're gonna sneer at you, snort, spit on the ground, tell you to take it away, and then they go back to listening to like freaking Water Walk by John Cage and circle jerk on that, right? So yeah, at this point saying the academics don't like it is actually a good thing. So let's see. But sorry if this was hearing me analyze BFG division. There you go. So yeah, let's continue. Yeah, pretty much, Mustard, yes. 1-2-1 repetition. Same riff, same melody. We bring in the second one. Correct, Blitz. Correct. You have no idea. Blitz, you've been here during my anti-academic, music academic rants. You've been here 100%. Yeah, you've been here so many times when that happens. And yes, academics nowadays, the people in the conservatories and the universities and all that kind of stuff, especially in the music, they are so up their own asses that it's just bad. It's just bad. No one, like I can tell you, the academics will hate this. They will hate this so much. It's so simple. The rhythms are repetitive. The cadences are simple and straightforward. It doesn't follow form. He doesn't have the like $500,000 of music student debt. He probably these guys have. And you know what the difference is between Mick Gordon and the academics? I would say in 90% of the conservatories and academies in the world right now, people actually like Mick Gordon's music. If Mick Gordon made a concert, if Mick Gordon announced a world tour, chances are he would sell out several arenas. Like, can you imagine like a Doom? Imagine a official Doom world tour with the music of all the games. Yeah, you would have a good chunk of people show up to this. What happens if Ligeti, one of the greatest modern composers of our time, announces a world tour? I'm going to tell you what happened when I got to see one of his pieces. I walked out. Ligeti, that is irrelevant of who it is. He's one of the greatest right now. I saw one of his works live at the Boston Symphony Orchestra when it was premiered. I walked out. It gave me a headache. It gave me no music has ever given me a headache except for that. So, yeah. What's the FF music event again? Yeah, we have Final Fantasy. We've had, like, even the Sonic Symphony Orchestra. Like, the Sonic Symphony Orchestra that made a tour, and people show up to these things. Because it turns out, if you make good music for good games and good products, people will like it. You don't have to immerse these things into in 7 layers of intellectualism and intellectualize these things so much that you stop living in reality. So yeah, I was in an Elden Ring concert in January in Frankfurt. Germany was even sold out. Huge arena. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So yeah, all you need is good music, and that's what we're getting right here. That's what we're getting here. So yeah, anti-academic, and just wait for the inevitable freaking snob to come here and be like, oh, you just don't like that smart people are actually in the academics. Unlike us, you don't have the PhD, you don't have the postdoctorate, you didn't spend 10 years in the academics and the conservatories. I spent 5, and that was more than enough for me. I spent 5 in that world. I'm not going back there. So I have a postdoctorate in yapping. That's separate. That's different. I have a bachelor's degree in music composition, but my postdoctorate is in yapping. That's different. So yeah, let's see where this goes. And towards no, it's not that the academics don't know shit. It's that the academics only know shit. Very different. Second variation. The Tutti. Variation there, adding a little bit of more spice. And back we go to the first verse, to the original riff, sorry. Oh god, so good. I'm killing you with all those disses. You know what? I would rather do that. But, no matter how much I kill you with this, it's not gonna hold a candle with how much the academics are killing their own industry. The glitchy effects of this, the synths and everything. Like, another thing that Mick does really well is sound design. Like, this guy, the electronic elements added to this piece, they are non-functional. Like, they don't fit the chords that we're playing, they don't fit the melody that we're playing, but it just adds so much texture to it that it's just satisfying to no end. Like, this thing, like, again, I'm gonna bring back my Uncanny Valley chart for music, right? So we have the concept of the Uncanny Valley, and for me, in music, you have immersion, and then we have music quality. The quality of the music, right? Composition, sound, and everything. And I would say Mick Gordon's music is right here. Right there. So the Uncanny Valley of music for me is there's a certain level of quality of music that is so good that you just have to stop. Like, it breaks your immersion. You stop, you zoom out, and you just need to experience the music. My favorite game of all time, Expedition 33, has this right here. Like, if you play Expedition 33, Laurie and Basterd made some of the greatest video game music to ever grace this earth. And there are times, like, we have the playthrough on Games Are Bastard, where I just had to stop and enjoy it. That was right here. This is the Uncanny Valley of music. The music is so good that it just takes you out, and you just have to take a moment to enjoy it. The sweet spot is here and here. Like, these two spots are your sweet spot, where you are just, the music is playing and you're locked in. You don't think about the buttons, you don't think about the controls, you're just in it. You're just in the zone. The Uncanny Valley of music is a good thing, because it just goes to show the quality of the musician. So, yeah. So I would say the music that Mick has, this is, I would say maybe Mick's, yeah, it's gonna bounce back and forth between this spot over here and this spot over here, because the quality of the sound is insane. Yes, this is not the most mind-blowing conceptual music ever written, but it's going to be either here or here. It doesn't fall down to the Uncanny Valley, because it's one of those things that, oh my god, this music is so good, I cannot stop right now. I have to keep going. It just puts you deeper into the zone. Really, really, really good. Yeah, imagine running all out while this plays. Yeah, which is what happens when you're playing Doom, right? So you immerse too much in one element of the game. It's amazing. Yeah, no, and it's incredible. And yes, Expedition 33, all the music in Expedition 33 is incredible. Like, every single track is mind-blowing. And yeah, I would say with Mick Gordon, he has mastered that just his music is I don't think his music is ever going to be here. I don't think his music is ever going to be here in the Valley itself. It's going to bounce between the two. He has mastered, because all of this, don't forget, most of what we've heard for now 7.5 minutes has been the same riff, repeated 1-to-1 over and over again. But what happened? The buildups are so good. The quality of the sound, the extra layers of it, everything is just so unbelievably awesome that if you're playing this, and I remember when I was playing Doom 2016, however many years ago this was, and I remember playing like, oh my god, this is awesome, dude, the music is awesome, but I was locked in. I could not take my eyes off the action. And that is a really, really good sign of music. And he builds tension. His build-up. Like, I would say for him, it's build-up. When it comes to Mick Gordon, it's the build-up. That's where he excels. The other stuff is good quality. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing here is mediocre. Nothing at all is mediocre. Everything is just right. But the point where he just completely excels is the buildups. Building up the cadences. Yeah, they're okay. The cadences are okay. The resolutions are okay. It's the buildup. It's the buildup. It's the buildup. So yeah, let's see where this goes. We got 1 minute left. Let's see where it goes. All right, medium. Sounds good. And another woke today. There you go. Look at that. Those glitches, and we stop. We echo out. Oh. We bring in, similar to the start. Perfect fit for the gameplay, 100%, yes. And it sounds like we're just echoing out, letting this whole thing echo away and away and away. I will answer your question in a moment. Yeah, this seems like just the remnants of the sounds we've had. Just Mick showing up his insane talent. Yep, one that's build up and it ends. Just showing off the sound design that he's capable of, right? And there you go. That was BFG Division by Mick Gordon from the Doom 2016. I hope also Doom Eternal. And I see a question here. Do you think you can compose something better than Mick Gordon? Define better. Because when it comes to build up, I don't think I can do better than him. When it comes to cadences, I can probably I can do decent cadences. I can probably build something more dramatic than this. But the question would be, for what? Because could I write something better than Mick Gordon for Doom Eternal or Doom? I don't think so. I don't think so. He is locked in. He's got the talent. He's got the post-production chops. He is match made in heaven for games like Doom. My music is very different. Is very, like, I'm more in the symphonic world, throat singing, that kind of stuff. My music is very, very different. We're talking, like, we're not comparing apples to oranges over here. We are comparing apples to shrimp, right? So, so yeah, there you go. But it is in Doom Eternal. So this is in Doom Eternal. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That was BFG Division by Mick Gordon from the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal soundtracks. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I do not take this for granted, and I am grateful every single day that we get to do this. And like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. If you're a paid member on the YouTube, you get access to the videos when I schedule them. So you get access to all the videos of the week on Saturdays. So consider becoming a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, if you're on the live stream, do not request just yet. And if you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord server, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned message, sorry. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we same for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, it's okay. We have the full up-to-date stream schedule showing in your local time zone down in the Discord and in the Twitch channels. So if you're living in, I don't freaking know, in Kentucky, and you're like, oh, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. That's okay. Discord, Twitch, they both have the schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel, because I'm on YouTube. Of course I have a gaming channel. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the VOD recordings of the gaming after shows if they happen. Link down below, or just search for it on YouTube. It's the same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G and you got it. And yeah, there you go. There you go. BFG Division. What a fun track, dude. What a fun track. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.